some of the traumas that we've experienced. And if you think about it just for a minute, whether or not you agree or believe with Buddhism or anything like that, or Hinduism, but that we've, just for a moment, suppose that that might be true, that we've had all these lives. Well, you can imagine that probably each and every one of us has suffered great traumas at different times, because as human beings, we have not exactly been treating each other very sweetly and politely and friendly. This is not our human history, and even nowadays, it's, people are still really hurting other people in war and abuse and other kinds of things. So whether or not we've had trauma in this life, we've probably had it in other lives. So regardless of whether you believe in that or not, it doesn't really matter. But to me, it's very exciting, because I really feel in my own psyche and in people I work with that because of the tools that we have available now, it's like I'm able to pull out patterns that they kind of remind me of those really long white radishes the Japanese have, the daikon. Like pulling a very long radish or carrot out of the soil of the psyche. Like I see habitual patterns in myself, like kind of neurotic habitual patterns, and I look down and they go down. I can literally, in an inner inquiry and investigation, find that some of these things have been going on for centuries. And that now, because of what the technology we have on this level, there's a possibility, and I'm actually finding this with myself and clients, that we're able to actually pull out those long radishes of, wrapped around, entangled issues that go way back. And even if we look at it just in terms of this life, this is an amazing situation, having all of this methodology available to us, where we can combine these two kinds of inner work to really heal the psyche and to realize who and what we truly are, what really is our true nature, to totally realize that incredible magnificence of who we truly are. And come to our full potential as human beings, whatever that is for us in this life. I think, obviously, maybe just doing the spiritual practice or spiritual work isn't enough. We have to deal with our psychological situation. And a lot of times, even in very deep meditation practitioners, and I've been around a tremendous amount of these kind of people, some people use it as sort of a fantastic schizoid defense. Meditation, the new defense. It's perfect. You just, pretend the rest of the world doesn't exist. You just sort of try to find a cozy place inside yourself, and then you just stay there. You try to ignore whatever else is happening, and you just keep your shell intact. And you don't need to look at the fact that you might be a little arrogant or not that nice to people or not that nice to yourself or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're a good spiritual practitioner. You meditate every day, could be even a long time every day. Could go on a lot of long retreats. So in Buddhism particularly, we have this problem that people have used it as a defense, used meditation and spiritual practice as a defense. So the definition of Buddha nature from a Vajrayana Tibetan Buddhist point of view, our true nature is who we truly are, that is indestructible, is not changing, has no substance to it in terms of no substantiality in actuality. It's empty of permanently existing as a thing. So it's empty of being a thing. There's no thingness to it at all, which is the whole teachings on emptiness or shunyata. Now, emptiness is not does not have a great connotation in our language, especially psychologically. We hear the word emptiness, it sounds like some horrible abyss, vacant, gray, big sort of pit over the edge of the cliff. So psychologically, it doesn't have a great connotation. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of spiritual vocabulary in English. In Sanskrit, Tibetan, Hebrew, Aramaic, other languages, they have a lot more vocabulary. Like, for example, probably you've all heard that Eskimos have many, many words for snow. Like Tibetans and Indians have many, many words for mind, all different aspects of mind. But we just don't have that kind of vocabulary. So emptiness, empty of there being something substantially there that is a permanent, existent object. This is what emptiness is referring to. And in that emptiness, everything is completely interpenetrated. There actually are no real boundaries between anything. Actually, the reality is non-dual. Between self and other, between self and all that is, between everything. So our true nature is posited or experienced through great wisdom practitioners, Buddha and other ones, as this non-substantial thing that is indestructible, that it's empty but it's not completely empty. We're cognizant, we have awareness, we experience awareness, we experience consciousness, or we have consciousness.